Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Truth Report for this week. Well, the news is predominant with regard to its emphasis on the Obama administration's refusal to veto the UN resolution that would condemn the settlements and even the Western Wall of Jerusalem. It's a disgraceful, it's a shameful act. And God will hold Obama accountable for it. I think it's significant that it's happened on the Hanukkah season because there was a comparable situation that existed at the time of the Maccabees when they recaptured the temple area, restored the oil in the menorah at that time. Shimon the Maccabee said this some 2,200 years ago. He said, "We've not taken foreign territory or any alien property. We have occupied our ancestral heritage and for some time unjustly wrested from us by our enemies. Now that we have favorable opportunity, we have merely recovered our ancestral heritage." The same thing is true today. The settlements, the so-called occupied area, are the ancestral heritage of the Jewish people. God has promised that by decree, by covenant. This is the promised land. Genesis chapter 12 and verse 3, God says to Abraham and his descendants, "I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who curse you." And Obama's decision with regard to the Security Council, his refusal to veto that, he has placed himself under the curse of God. That's his legacy. He is under the curse of God for eternity. He is, in a sense, very vividly, blatantly blasphemed the God of Israel. Not only has he done that, but his presidency will have the legacy of one who was supportive, pro-Muslim, anti-Christian. You say anti-Christian, he claims to be a Christian. Claiming to be a Christian means nothing. He sat under the ministry of Jeremiah Wright, a godless anti-Semite, blatant anti-Semite. Convince me, if you can, that a man who promotes and supports the abortion of 2,700 children every month is a Christian. That's not what Christians do. Convince me, if you will, that one who supports the homosexual agenda and same-sex marriage is a Christian. That's not what Christians do. Jesus said, "You will know them by their fruits," what they produce, what they do. Not what they say, but what they produce. And we know what Obama has produced. We know his fruit. That's his legacy. It's a shameful, disgraceful legacy. And it's been culminated by his refusal to veto this Security Council resolution. John chapter 4 describes this man. 1 John chapter 4. It says, "The spirit of the Antichrist, the spirit of the Antichrist which you have heard is coming, and even now is already in the world." Is Obama the Antichrist? We'll have to wait and see. But I tell you, without question, he embodies, he personifies the spirit of the Antichrist. That's his legacy. That's his legacy for eternity. And so I say to you, Mr. President, Barack Hussein Obama, Yigar Yahweh B'cha Satan. Yahweh rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. And that's the truth.